Welcome to Stepping into the Story. In this animated video series, we will be entering the worlds of your favorite books while talking to your beloved characters, and exploring the places where their story unfolds. Today we're entering the world of an magical mystery adventure book, The Seeing Scroll, and meet the main character Gia, and her best friend Vuyo. This book is written by our sponsor J.T. Grobler. Remember to leave a comment down below on who you'd like to see on the series next.
Recently, my OP was assumed to have died. And after some investigating, the police decided to exhume his body. Only to find out something that I already knew. He wasn't there. He wasn't dead. But no one would believe me. They didn't believe that a person his age could survive being thrown from the car like we were. So I decided to convince my best friend to follow the riddles and clues I had been receiving since my OP disappeared.
Before we ask Gia your questions, let's read a snippet from the book. Can you keep a secret? Asked Gia. Vuyo clicked his tongue. I'm already keeping one. We've got half an hour. For what? To search through OP's study. They'll ground us till we're wrinkled. Not if you keep watch. So I can be your fall guy. Vuyo gave an indignant croak. Gia lifted the key as if she'd won a trophy because he wouldn't be able to resist. Not him. Where did you get it? Vuyo snatched it from her grasp. Snail mail. From? No name, no return address either. Vuyo opened his mouth, closed it, and made a point of catching her eye. Why? Why what? Why assume it has something to do with OP? The car wasn't in the gorge. Gia risked trusting him because he'd never let her down before. Vuyo's forehead creased. What do you mean? She nibbled her thumbnail. We stopped rolling on the bridge. The car lay on its roof and it wasn't on fire either. His eyelid twitched. He pried her hand away from her mouth but didn't shy from her gaze. But your dad said. That OP's gone to be with my mother. And life will go on even if it feels like it won't, interrupted Gia. Okay, but then how did OP's car get into the gorge? Are you saying someone set it alight? That fire's the reason the police exhumed OP's coffin. No, they've known about the fire from the start, so the police must have learned something new between then and now. Like what? All I know is that if OP wasn't in the car, it couldn't have been his body they pulled from the gorge. Gia, can you tell us the biggest lesson you learned from your adventure?
Well, I'd say there are two pretty big lessons that I have learned. The first one being, don't judge a book by its cover. I know it sounds like a cliché, but everyone assumed my OP died in that car accident because they couldn't believe that he could have survived it. But after understanding the full picture, and looking from all angles with an open mind, the police realized they had made a mistake. The second lesson I learned is that keeping secrets that affect the lives of other people can be dangerous. Always consider how your secrets can hurt someone else, and if it's really necessary for them to not know.
Why do you think OP hid the scroll in his desk?
He sent me the riddle. He wanted me to find the scroll so that I could bring it to him.
You eventually discovered that OP was trapped in the scroll. How did you get him out?
When we originally got sucked into the scroll, Vuyo had lost his hat. And that was when we first realized how dangerous it actually was, and that you could get trapped in there. We discovered that the scroll's rule was to take something you had to leave something. So when Vuyo got trapped inside the scroll, To save him, OP had to get trapped so that Vuyo could be released. And to get OP out, we had to get creative, and we eventually found a loophole in the scroll's rule.
That's all we have today, everyone. Let's say a big thank you to Gia and Vuyo for spending the day with us, taking us through their story, and answering our questions. Remember to leave a comment telling us who you'd like to see next. Like and subscribe, as well as follow all our socials to stay up to date with our question submissions. See you next time on Stepping into the Story.